So you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would like to listen to this in a still position, you can just let now be the time where you allow yourself to fidget, adjust, stretch, or move your body in whatever ways your body wants to move. As you do your best to not think about these movements at all or worry about what anything looks like, but coming more fully into your sense of feeling and simply following those yummy sensations that you might feel when you roll out the neck, the shoulders, the spine, maybe the wrists, the ankles, the fingers and the toes. Just trusting your own instincts when it comes to movement. And if at any time what your instincts are calling for is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like what you need. And there's also no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move even throughout this practice whenever you have the need to. But at any point, if you haven't already and would like to, you can make your way to a still position. Just checking in that your spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow the eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you just take a moment now to notice the quality of your natural breath right now. Noticing whether it is a shallow and quicker breath or a slower and deeper breath or somewhere in between. And then begin to consciously and intentionally deepen the breath. Expand the breath and slow down the process of your body breathing. Inhaling slowly in through the nose, watching as you fill up to every corner and edge of you, and holding that for a moment when you are full to experience what that feels like to be full of air in the body. And then as you need to, slowly letting it all go. Gently pulling the navel in toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to push any last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here to now sit and experience this sense of emptiness in the body, allowing your next breath to come as it's needed. Just intentionally communicating to our nervous system with this slow and gentle breath that right now is a time to slow down. And our breath is our one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. And so by voluntarily slowing down the automatic process of our breath, it will then communicate to all the other automatic processes within the body that now is a time to slow down. Now is a time to let go. Communicating to your own cells that now is a time to relax. And you can continue to breathe in this slow, intentional, and exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful to you. And at any time, if you haven't already, you may release all guidance over your breath altogether. Step back and up in the mind as you come into the role of the observer, or the role of the witness, into the perspective where you are no longer guiding or controlling the rhythm or depth of your breath, but you are simply watching as your own body breathes you, just as it does every night in your deepest state of sleep. So just seeing if you can witness your body breathing you. Taking on the same energy that you feel when you witness any other force of nature. Maybe the waves as they roll up along the shoreline. Maybe a river or a grand landscape. As you are witnessing, you are not trying to change anything about what it is that you are taking in, what it is you are experiencing. You simply allow yourself to experience it, to witness it, never trying to change anything about what you are seeing and witnessing, but gazing upon it with a sort of curiosity and wonder. And since we live inside our own bodies, our entire lives, we can often forget that our own bodies and us ourselves are noteworthy, incredible forces of nature as well. Just like those beautiful landscapes, your own body is a force of nature. And so just seeing if even for a moment you can allow yourself to truly and simply witness yourself as you already are. Not how you would prefer to be, not how you want to feel or wish you felt, not how you felt yesterday or how you hope to feel later, but how you are and who you are right now, which will always be a unique combination of things we label as good and positive, and things we like, and things we label as bad and negative, and things we hate. There will always be a mixture of joy and love and happiness and pain and suffering on some level. The human experience contains the full range of emotions and experiences. And so what you are experiencing right now is noteworthy and unique. It will never be exactly this way ever again. And that is the true magic of this present moment, is that it is the only true novelty, I guess. It's the only thing that is here and gone, here and gone. And so just bringing yourself back to here whenever you have noticed you've drifted away. Because our minds will naturally drift. They will wander to the past. They will wander to the future. They will wander about all the things and aspects of your life right now. But just know that the moment you notice the mind is wandering, that in itself automatically brings you back into the role of the observer, which is where we would like to try to stay for this healing practice. And if there is currently active pain in the body, physical pain, emotional pain, psychological pain, spiritual pain, any sort of suffering you are experiencing, allow those things to be a part of your experience as well. This practice and any healing practice should never be about erasing aspects of life or ignoring things that are a part of our human experience, ignoring vital signs that our body gives us because they feel uncomfortable. It's not about washing over every negative thing with love and light. This practice is about showing up for yourself exactly as you are today, which will always be different. And so if today you show up and you just need to cry, let yourself just cry. You can let your history be proof that you never drown in tears, and you always feel lighter after releasing that valve. When you feel the wave of emotions naturally come up, and if you're in a space where you are safe, feel free to let it all flow out of you in whatever way that does. Maybe tears that turn into laughter, maybe laughter that turns into tears, back into laughter again. Just allowing for any emotional release that is needed when it comes. Because these waves of emotions are not in our control, and they can often be gifts and opportunities to lighten our load, to let go of something heavy that really wants to leave us, in the form of tears or yelling into a pillow or punching a pillow or running around or whatever the thing is. And if you are feeling maybe particularly good today, maybe not much pain at all, allow yourself to fully feel all of those good things as well. And even if you are experiencing pain, remember the parts of you that feel good as well. No matter how small those parts may be, they are there. And nothing is ever only one way. And so you do not need to ignore the painful parts of your body and your life in order to only focus on the things that are good and make you feel happy. But we are totally allowed to lean more on the positive, feel-good aspects of our life when we need them. When the pain is just too loud, or we've hit that wall and just there's nothing else to do. You are allowed to comfort yourself however you need to comfort yourself. And when you are feeling good, really highlighting that and making the most of the goodness that you feel when you feel it. Because it is temporary as well. And you can release any guilt that you may feel for feeling good when you know that others in your life or in the world are suffering. And you can instead use that goodness you feel to shine that light for the others who are suffering. And to remind others that everything is temporary and that the light will shine on them once again. And even the moon hides in the shadows at times. And we never get mad at the moon or think that the moon has done something wrong when it's in darkness. We just understand sometimes the moon is in darkness, and other times the moon is full. And it's the same moon, whether it's fully bright and shining light or totally hiding in the shadows. That moon is always there. And so are you. And you will always be moving through phases just like the moon. And so you are allowed to be in dark phases as well. You did not do anything wrong when you are in darkness, just like the moon. Just like everything else in nature that naturally moves through phases and cycles. You are not meant to escape the ever-changing cycles of life. And releasing that expectation can be such a relief. Because you are allowed to just exist and ride the waves that life presents to you on that day. And just keep moving forward, doing the best you can with what you have. So you can continue to feel all that is here for you to feel. Continue to soften your body physically around all it is that you are feeling. As you listen to the following words that were written by Thich Naht Hahn in his book called You Are Here. And you can just allow anything that feels like it resonates with you to soak in deeper and not worrying about the rest. You do not have to struggle against a desire. There is no need for a battle within you. Mindfulness is something that embraces and includes things like desire, that recognizes them with great tenderness. Meditation is not about turning yourself into a battlefield where one side fights the other, because the basis of Buddhist meditation is non-duality. The habits of drinking alcohol or getting angry are also you, and therefore you must treat them with great tenderness and nonviolence. The essential point is not to create conflict, a fight within yourself. So we begin with simple recognition. Then, when the energy of mindfulness is strong and you have the concentration, you can practice looking deeply into the nature of whatever is arising. And from that comes insight. Insight liberates you from all negative tendencies. Quote, breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. This is very, very simple, yet it can give you a lot of pleasure. You cultivate concentration, and with that concentration, you touch life deeply. You are free at that moment. Let me say a few words about adding the words deep, slow to this practice of breath awareness. Deep in this case does not mean we are trying to make our inhalation deeper. It simply means that after a few minutes of practicing breathing in, breathing out, you will notice that your breathing has become deeper and slower. As you breathe in, you notice that your in-breath has become longer. And as you breathe out, you notice that your out-breath has become gentler. As a result, your practice becomes pleasurable, and this pleasure nourishes and transforms you. The practice should be enjoyable and pleasant. The elements called joy and pleasure are a very important part of meditation. Mudita and priti in Sanskrit. Your practice should be enjoyable and pleasant. And so whether your practice is walking or in sitting meditation, do it in such a way that joy and pleasure are possible. It's not supposed to be hard labor. And in your everyday life, just as you do not do violence to your breathing, Do not do violence to your body, nor to your anger or depression. We need to treat them with a great deal of tenderness, because the essential thing in Buddhist meditation is not to create tension, conflict, or rift within yourself. The positive elements within you are you, and the negative elements within you are also you. It is necessary for the positive elements to acknowledge and cradle the negative elements. If you do that, a transformation will take place. There is no need for the two to do a battle. And if you feel that there is not enough peace in your emotions, your perceptions, or your feelings, then you should practice calming them by saying, breathing in, I calm my feelings, and breathing out, I smile at my feelings. And remember that a strong emotion is like a storm. If you look at a tree in a storm, the top of the tree seems fragile and like it might break at any moment. You are afraid the storm might uproot the tree. But if you turn your attention to the trunk of the tree, you realize its roots are deeply anchored in the ground, and you see that the tree will be able to hold. You too are a tree. During a storm of emotion, you should not stay at the level of the head or the heart, which are like the top of the tree. You have to leave the heart, the eye of the storm, and come back to the trunk of the tree. Your trunk is 1 centimeter below your navel. Focus there, paying attention only to the movement of your abdomen, and continue to breathe. And then you will survive the storm of strong emotion. So you can just take the next few moments to allow each and every word that you've heard today and each and every feeling you felt today to settle within you. Imagining that every word and feeling is just a little speck of glitter within the big snow globe of your body. And now is the time where we set you down. Let the glitter settle and let the air clear. So you just trust yourself that anything that you heard today that resonated with you or struck a chord with you on some level, just trusting that that feeling can sometimes come when we hear on the outside what a part of ourselves already knows to be true on the inside. And so you can just allow these deep truths to be enhanced within you so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition and to trust your own instincts. And if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. As you feel this contact of your palms and fingertips to one another, and you let your heart lift toward your thumbs as your thumbs press back toward your heart. And you feel all of this power generated through you. And calling in a final deep and full breath into the body, watching yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you, the most you have today. And as you exhale, letting go of anything at all you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. Just taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you, thank you, thank you.